Hey everybody, it's Biggie. Welcome to Biggie's Auto. So, I said in my lives I was going to do something for 7.3 guys, go over my starter install, so I'm going to do that for you guys right here, right now. So, let's go take a look. It's more of an overview. I already did the job, but it's an overview. So, you obviously know it's located on the passenger side. So, what I'm going to do here, if you guys don't mind, let me switch the camera around here to see. Let me get my light so you guys can see. Of course, my light isn't cooperating. And there's no place for me to set it that you can see, because it's obviously not going to cooperate today, but I gotta see if I can get you up in here. I'm trying making you guys sick, but alright, so what we're gonna do here is you see up in where my finger is, you have your battery cable here. Which is, why is this lens so fudged up? Anyway, alright, so you have your battery cable. That's a 17 millimeter nut on there. So you're going to loosen that. And then, I don't know, you see this red wire? You're going to have to use your finger as your eyes to feel your way around, because I can't get the camera up there. But that's an 8 millimeter nut. That's the wire that comes down from your starter relay. It triggers the solenoid on the starter. So 17. I used a combination wrench on that. 8 millimeter, I used a 1/4 inch ratchet. I think I used a swivel, a small extension, and a 1/4 inch ratchet on that 8 millimeter to get up in there. Now, let's go down here to where it mounts to the block. I'm trying to get my camera to work. Of course, it's not going to help me out here. It's going to be a total fish about it, but come on. So up here, there's 3 bolts. There's obviously the 2 here, one there, one here. That's obvious. However, the pain in the ass one is up. This fucking camera is up in here. You can't. All 3 of them are. I'm going to get out because this fucking camera's pissing me off. Alright, so let's turn this around. So basically, what you have is, hi there. You're gonna need 17 millimeter to get to that bolt that I just showed you. That is a pain in the ass. Use a 17 millimeter shallow. Okay, you're gonna need a universal joint. I used a 6-inch extension and a regular 3/8 ratchet on that. So that's what you would need to do that. I wish this camera was cooperating, but it's not. So, what I would do, I would take the bolt that I showed you that's hidden behind there. I would take that out first. That top one I said that's in there. Do that first, since the bottom 2 are easy to get to. Do those, and then you can tilt the starter out. Once you get those 3 out, like I said, I would take the wires off first. The 17 millimeter, which is your battery power, and then you have your 8 millimeter, which is, from lack of a better term, from the trigger from your ignition key. Do that first. You know, take those off first, get your 3 17 millimeter bolts out, and then you can lift that thing right out of there and install your new one, and just reverse your install. When installing it, I would get it not tight, you know, one at a time. get them finger, tight, or at least started, so that way you can line everything up before you blast everything super tight. That way everything's lined up, and then once you get it bolted back in there, do your wires. Again, you're going to have to feel around for that 8mm to do that. And then put your battery, the big 17mm, the big cable, put that on last. That would be the order I would do it in, and you should have it. It should take not that long to do. It's actually fairly straightforward, fairly easy install. So that's going to be it for now. Hope that helps you guys out if you're having an issue with a starter. The other thing, and I said this in a live, and excuse me, I'm going to bring this up as well. So what I wanted to show you is, before you go ahead, check your starter solenoid. The problem that I had was this here. You see these two bolts here? They got loose. Now it grounds itself through these bolts. Okay, this here is that whatever material they use, but then you have the metal of the base here. So that's how it grounds itself. So if these are loose and this thing's flopping around and it's not getting ground, that would also make it that it doesn't crank. Okay, so if you're having a no crank issue, make sure these are tight. And if you need to, put oversized self-tapping screws in here to make sure it holds tight, because it needs that ground, or else it will not trigger the starter solenoid to activate, and you could have a no crank issue. So if you're having a no crank issue, check here first. If this is tight and it still is a no crank issue, then I would look to put a starter in at that point. But yeah, double check on that relay, starter relay. It's tough for me to keep it straight. That's the relay on the fender, the solenoid's on the starter. So make sure your relay is tight on the fender, and that you have, that's in good order before you go out and spend the money for a starter. So anyway, little tip there. Hopefully it helps for you 7.3 guys. That's all I have for today. Watch out for each other. Take care of each other. We see you next time right here on Big E's. So bye for now.